Also happening today, the mother cleared in the disappearance of her son, Baby Gabriel. We'll find out if she gets out of jail. Elizabeth Johnson's sentencing is set for 1:30 this afternoon for custodial interference, and there is a chance she could just get time already served. Let's remind you of how we got to this point. Gabriel was just 8 months old when he was last seen in Texas the day after Christmas 2009. The next day, Elizabeth tells the baby's father that she smothered the child and put him in a dumpster. And the day after that, the dad, Logan McQuarrie, is granted full custody back here in the valley. And then on the 30th of December, Elizabeth is arrested without Gabriel. And a search for him begins in February 2010 in a Texas landfill. In June, Elizabeth is found incompetent to stand trial, and it will take more than a year for competency to be restored. And that brings us to this year, and another player in all of this, Tammy Smith, who wanted to adopt Gabriel, is sentenced in July for helping Elizabeth skip a custodial ruling. And then in September, Elizabeth's trial begins for kidnapping. The verdict on October 18th finds her not guilty of that charge, but guilty of custodial interference. ABC 15's Courtney Carlmark is following this case and every move live in the courtroom for us. And Courtney Johnson had wanted to get out after the verdict, but a judge made her wait until today's sentencing.
That's right, Connie. Well, Johnson's attorney thinks that the 3 charges against her only warrant probation, but at the last hearing, the judge said she likely will serve more time.
The Tempe mom faces 2 to 9 years of time behind bars after a jury convicted her of custodial interference and unlawful imprisonment.
It may be the ugliest custodial interference case in the history of the planet Earth.
Her defense attorney, Mark Victor, is pushing for probation.
She's served 3 years at this point. What really makes sense is to put her on probation. If she messes up on probation, if she violates probation, can always put her back in prison at that point.
Today, Johnson's expected to stand up in front of the judge and apologize.
She's remorseful. She feels terrible. She wishes she could take it back. She wishes she could have a redo.
This case has tugged at the heartstrings of people here in the valley and all across the country, many who think Johnson is lying about the whereabouts of her little boy.
She's the last person on the planet who knows where Gabriel is.
Victor says those people are wrong.
She doesn't have the ability to say, look, here's where the baby is. If she did, she would love to see Gabriel. She would love to undo the giving of Gabriel to that couple in Texas.
Even the baby's great-grandfather thinks it might forever remain a mystery.
She did what she did, and whether she's paid enough for it or not, it's to be determined. I think there's a real good possibility we will never, I repeat, never know what happened.
And Victor says if Johnson's released, she hopes to start rebuilding her life. And Connie, she even hopes one day to become a counselor and maybe help women who are in the same place as she was, having a hard time taking care of their children.
Courtney Carlmark live in the newsroom for us.